I'm here with Marcelo. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. North London is red once again. I can see you're smiling. You're obviously a lot happier than you were the last time I spoke to you.
Absolutely.
Take it away. Tell us your thoughts on the game, Marcelo.
Look, man, it's always sweet when we do the league double over Spurs, right? We won at their ground. We won tonight. So it's great to do the double over them. I don't think many of us were expecting the prettiest of performances, and that's not what we got. But at the end of the day, obviously, we don't care about that. Liverpool drew again. The last 3 times they drew, we drew. We finally broke that pattern and won when we needed to. So we're making, a real title race out of this. And, hopefully we can build on that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we started the game well in terms of our approach play. We looked bright. We looked, we were on the front foot. We didn't score, though. And that's the thing. We all said it when we was on the watch-along, that when you're that dominant, you do need to score. So tell me what you were thinking on 20-odd minutes when Son scores that goal from just outside the box, wherever it is. Tell me how you were thinking.
Yeah, and it almost felt like it was scripted, right? It's sort of the story of, especially the last few weeks of Arsenal, but also this season in general. Luck hasn't been on our side. But again, when you don't have that clinical finishing ability up front, you're going to pay for missing your chances. We looked great in every bit except when we get to that final pass or that finishing in the box. And you're going to pay for it. And the marking on that goal from Son was a little bit shocking. I think, someone made a great point that we weren't expecting the ball to fall to him maybe, but you got 7 guys in the box and no one is anticipating a clearance where Son is all by himself. So, yeah, it just summed up what we're missing. And, it just confirms that we are desperate to go into the transfer window between now and the end of January. And Mikel Arteta did say after the game, apparently today, that we are going to do our best to sign someone. So, yeah, those first 25 minutes sum up how desperately we need to make a move.
Yeah. No, you're right. I do think we did, after an initial shock that causes, you're thinking, wow, after all that good play, we're down. But then, I think it was the 40th and 44th minute, a little spell just before half-time. We bounced back, get 2 goals, and then we gained the ascendancy again. And if anything, I thought we could have won that game by more. What do you reckon?
Comfortably, yeah. Again, I hate to be a broken record, and I feel like a lot of fans at this point feel like a broken record, but yeah, we definitely could have won that game by 3 or 4, and it felt a bit like the Arsenal that we sort of outgrew, where we were actually killing games off, right? But we've sort of we've regressed a little bit back into that position where we're stressing much more than we should for the last 20 minutes of games. And I think it is important that we factor in how real the fatigue is, right? With the amount of injuries we have, which is not entirely in our control, but also a lack of depth, which is both maybe a bit down to Arteta and the board. I'm not trying to point fingers too much, but our players are exhausted. And so, it's much harder to kill those games off when your legs go a little bit. And game management is a lot bigger of a test. But I think that also goes to show how much credit these guys deserve. It's such a high-intensity game on a Wednesday night, 3 days on from playing 120 minutes against United. Yeah. We couldn't even rotate that much in that game. So it's a huge win for us on a number of levels, and I think we have to be so happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a quick word for everyone's man of the match. I mean, it was beyond doubt. I thought he was outstanding all the way through. I know you did as well because I heard you on the watch-along. But tell the people what makes Gabriel Magalhaes such a good player for us.
I mean, I just don't think that this is a once-in-a-generation player, and I really mean that, at least for Arsenal, right? No, it is in general. You don't see a center back scoring goals like a striker, but then making 3 or 4 last-ditch blocks and tackles, because Spurs could have had 2 or 3 goals if Gabriel didn't have that elite level of anticipation and aggression to his game. So we're seeing things from him on both sides of the pitch that you just don't see from other center backs or players in general. There's something about him, and I said it during the watch-along, there's a psychological element to what he brings to this team that when he's not in the side, yes, tactically, what we do with him on is incredible, but the what he brings to us in terms of the edge, you can't quantify that. And I think people are finally fully coming to terms with the fact that along with Saliba, they're thing 1 and thing 2. Yeah. There's no big bro, lil bro. Like they are in that on the same level.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't agree more. Now, that win was an important win today, not only to redress the balance in terms of recent performances and results, but I think we're right back in the title race now. We're 4 points behind. Okay, Liverpool have a game in hand, but we will apply a little bit of pressure. My question to you is: do you realistically think that we can do something with regards to the title, like really push Liverpool?
Absolutely, we can. Absolutely. I think obviously we have to see if Liverpool can pick up their form, right? They've drawn 4 times in the last month. So as long as they have 1, maybe 2 more of those results and we keep it within 4, 5, 6 points come April, May, anything is possible. And you have to hope, obviously, that players will be back fit soon. Tomiyasu's finally in training. White is back. Saka, maybe we'll have a couple months out of him. Nwaneri, right? A lot of players we haven't been able to rely on because they just haven't been fit. So if we, get fit at the right time, make a couple one signing in January, realistically, hopefully 2. Yeah, as long as we win the games we have to win, absolutely it's within reach.
Absolutely, agreed. Just very quickly, another big game coming up at the weekend, Aston Villa. Some might say an arguably even tougher game than tonight on paper. How confident are you that we can, we're at home, that we can get something against Villa?
I'm definitely confident we can get something against Villa. I think we can win. It's never been an easy test. And I think Emery has shown at times that he has a number on Arteta. And I think back to that traumatic home loss last season, right? Very different context, though. And I think when you think about, having lost 2 games at home in big games, but then to win against Tottenham on a tough Wednesday night when we're so fatigued, going into Saturday, I think we'll have so much more confidence in us to show that we can grind out a result even when we're missing some key players. So as long as we can find a finish in us, as long as someone puts on their finishing boots, I don't care who it is. We can definitely get the win. Absolutely we can.